And so I want to encourage you, believe. It says in Mark chapter 9, verse 23 and 24, there's a man who comes to Jesus and says, hey, I want my son to be healed. Hey, what's up, Jacqueline? I'll see you in just a few minutes. I want my son to be healed of these seizures, and he's mute, and I want him to be healed, and I heard that you could heal him. And Jesus says, all things are possible to him who believes. And the father's statement back to Jesus was, I believe, but help my unbelief. Now, how does that make sense that somebody can believe but not believe at the same time? What's crazy about that is the belief and the unbelief, they sound like they oppose each other, but let me tell you what that really means. Hey, good morning, what that really means. The Father's saying, I believe, but that word unbelief, it's actually a Greek word. It's apostia, and it actually means lack of faith. So what the Father's saying is, Lord, I believe that you can do this, but help my lack of faith. And what's amazing about that is so many people, they believe that God can do great things. They believe that great things can happen for them because they heard about it happening for other people. They heard about other people being healed, other people living in their purpose, other people being blessed. They heard about the great things that God can do for them. But the challenge for many people is to believe that God can and will do it for them. And so the Father's challenge was the same challenge that we have. God, I know that you can do this because I heard about it. I heard the testimonies. My auntie, she got healed. I know it's possible, but help my lack of faith. And I believe this is what lack of faith is for me. This is what I believe. This is like my definition. Faith is God is who he says he is. He's going to do what he promised he would do, and he's going to do it for me. That's what faith is. So what your faith is God is who he says he is. He's going to do what he said he's going to do, and he's going to do it for you. And sometimes the biggest challenge for us comes from us crossing that bridge from believing to then activating our faith. What does activating our faith mean? It means stepping out. It says in James chapter 2, faith without works is dead. So whenever I have faith, that means that it's going to make me active in doing something. I got to activate. Come on, somebody type activate. We got to activate our faith. And so we got to step out. We got to do something, go somewhere, say something. We got to be active with our faith. Thank you for those of you all who typed that. We got to be active with our faith. So my quick scope to you, my quick encouragement to you is be active with your faith. Come on, do something, because God is waiting on you. You're not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. And as you activate your faith, as you put works to your faith, I'm not just talking about doing anything that you feel like doing, but listening for God to do and say what he would want you to do and say. So you got to do something. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, from Chicago. So I want to encourage you, activate your faith. Step out and don't just believe. Don't be like the father who wanted his child to be healed, and ultimately his child did get healed. But don't be like that where you stop and say, well, I believe you can do this, but I don't know if you could do it for me. I want you to step out and use your faith. I drive a car, and I actually have to put the keys in the ignition to turn on the car and go somewhere. Now, I can take my keys and I can stand on the roof and the hood of my car and shout at the top of my lungs in this church parking lot and say, I believe that these keys, once I put them in the ignition, I believe that I could drive this vehicle and we can go somewhere. And people look at me crazy because I'm standing on top of my car shouting at the top of my lungs with my keys in my hand. But I can do it all day till I'm blue in the face, and I can come back the next day and do it from till I'm blue in the face. Hey, my wife's waiting on me. Till I'm blue in the face. But check this out. I won't go anywhere until I get down off the hood, off the trunk, off the roof of my car, get down, open the door, get into the car, and actually insert the key into the ignition and turn that thing and turn the car on and go. And so it taught me a valuable lesson that believing and faith is not necessarily the same thing. Now, belief has to lead to faith. So in order for me to even go to the car and try it, I got to believe that these keys will work. But it's not the same thing. And so what we have to do is we have to cross the bridge from believing all things are possible to him who believes, but all things may not be done in the life of those who only believe, but they have to have faith as well. And so we got to cross the bridge, that we got to believe, but then we also have to cross the bridge from belief to faith. So believing says that, hey, I believe that it is possible. I heard somebody else do it. I heard God do it for them. I saw God do it for them. So I believe it's possible. But faith says it's possible for me, and I am going to put it to work. I'm going to test it. I'm going to prove it. That's what faith says. Come on now. I see somebody speaking in other languages. Okay, come on, tongues. So, put your faith to work. I got to go share this with somebody else. I believe that they'll be encouraged. But my word to you, put your faith to work. Don't sit on it. Do something. Say something. Go where God tells you to go. Do what God tells you to do. All right, I'm out.